Hello everyone. So welcome to my another video. So in this video we will discuss the explanation of an answer from the exam AZ-204 that is normally meant for the developers, okay, developing solution for Microsoft Azure, the developers who want to use Microsoft Azure. All right. So this exam is meant for them, AZ-204. It's highly recommended exam for developers. So now the question is, you are developing an e-commerce web app and you want to use Azure Key Vault to ensure that sign-ins to the e-commerce web app are secured by using Azure App Service Authentication and Azure Active Directory. So what should you do on the e-commerce web app? So the option one is run the AZ Key Vault secret command. Number two, enable Azure AD Connect. Number three, enable the MSI, Managed Service Identity. And number four, create an Azure AD Service Principal. So let's see which is the correct one. Hopefully this one. Not hopefully, I think this should be. Let's see. Yeah, the correct answer is enable MSI. Okay, so you can see the explanation here. You want your e-commerce web app to securely access secrets like keys and connection strings, etc. from the Azure Key Vault while using authentication via Azure Active Directory. So why it is the best practice? What is the best practice? So you need to enable MSI. Okay. So what it will do, it will allow your app service to authenticate to Azure Key Vault without storing credentials in the code. So you are not storing anything in your code. Okay. So you are using Azure AD behind the scenes securely. So you are making your application much more secured. Okay. So why not the other options? See, run AZ Key Vault secret command. This is a CLI command, not something you configure on the web app. Alright, so it is clear to you. Enable Azure AD Connect. This is normally used for syncing on-prem AD with Azure AD. So it is not related to this scenario. So this also we can't use. This also we can't. And create an Azure AD service principal. So this is an older manual method. So managing the identity is the recommended approach. Okay. So what we got the insight from this? So managed identity is a secure and passwordless from app service through Key Vault via Azure AD. Okay. Finally, the final answer is enable MSI. So now let's break down, okay, to visualize what's happening. So what was your goal? So you wanted the web app to securely access the secrets without storing the credential. Okay, fine. So what you have an e-commerce web application, where it may be web service, secret stored in Azure Key Vault, authentication handled by Azure Active Directory. Okay. What would be the problem with without MSI? So your app would need a client ID. Okay. Your client secrets and password. So it means that you are storing your credentials in your code or in a config file. So there is a risk of leaks, rotation issues, and security problems as well. Rotation issues means you're not able to rotate your keys. There is a rotation of keys that we normally do after a certain interval. Okay, so you are missing those. So there should be some kind of rotation issues come if you follow this approach without MSI. Okay, so this MSI solved this one. Okay, the managed identity. So now let's see step by step flow how it works. It's enable managed identity on web app. Okay, the grant access to Key Vault. Okay, so you can see the steps here what you need to do. Then app request secret. Okay, then Azure AD authenticates it automatically. So your secret is returned securely. Fine. Now let's see the simple analogy. Without MSI, yes is my username and password, trust me. So there should be a trust factor right there. With MSI, I am this app, Azure already knows me, give me the access. So you are already having those things in your MSI. So Azure already knows it and it will give you the access. Okay. So we have already discussed the number 4 point, why not service principles? That has already been discussed. Okay, you must manage secrets manually and more setup and maintenance. Okay, so Azure always ask you about the managed services. How can you use the managed services to implement in your application? So always don't go for manual approach. Okay, always go for the managed services being used by the cloud service provider. All right. Now this is a real code example how to use it. Okay, you can use in your code. It is just a snippet of that. Okay, so you can see no password is here. So what are the key takeaways? Okay, you got it. Now there is a bonus thing that I will show you. So how to answer this in an interview, the cleared and structured way. So this approach is your short direct answer, best for interviews. Okay, that you would enable MSI on the app service, so it can securely authenticate with Azure Key Vault via Azure AD without storing the credentials. Now, if interviewer asks why, so what should you answer? So you answer in this way: the managed identity allows the web app to have its own identity in Azure AD. Okay, so then you will grant this identity to access Key Vault using access policies or RBAC. Okay, role based access control, RBAC. Okay, this and it will remove the need for clients secrets or password and ensure secure and passwordless authentication. Fine. Okay, now if you go for deeper discussion, you can say this point to your interviewer. This 3 point, step by step. And for pro level, you can say this: instead of using service principles with store credentials, I would use managed identity because it eliminates the secret management, reduce security risk, and integrates natively with Azure AD and Key Vault for secure access. What I told you earlier, any cloud provider looks for what managed services we are using. So the answer should in such a way that we are using a managed service. Okay. So what we shouldn't say in the answer? I will store credentials in config file. We should never say. Use service principal with client secret unless specifically required. Use CLI command. So CLI command is not relevant. Okay, because it's runtime access. Okay. So the winning answer what should be? I would enable managed identity on the app service and grant it access to Azure Key Vault. This allows secure credential free authentication via Azure AD and avoids storing secret in the application. So in this way, if you say, this will be the perfect balance. So I think you are pretty much all right with this explanation. So thank you for watching this. Okay, I think it would be helpful for you. So if you like my video, please subscribe my channel and share it with your friends and like it as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Okay, bye bye.